Fourth quarter. Okay, so we got the Raiders come out here. They're showing too high. Perryman gets targeted in coverage. You'd like to see him bring that down, bring that ball carrier down, right? Raiders are in green front, so there's 2-3 techniques. They're pass rushing. Got to make that tackle, Perryman. And that's a stop on first down. Here we go. Next play. Meek Robertson is in at the nickel. That was like maybe like 3 snaps that he played. They're playing cover 4. Again, it looks like Perryman got targeted in coverage. You know, he's a great run defender. He'll really hustle. Okay, but he's not really making an impact against the pass, except for like that, like just tackling the guy. You know, looked like that was a first down for a first down. Yeah. It's 1st and 10 right now. Raiders come out again. They're in quarters. Again, they're in a cover 4 look. Littleton, you can't go to sleep on that. Usually he's contesting that a little better. You know, Raiders pass rush looked like it got there this time around. A little Euro step. Inside move from Max Crosby. Littleton gets beat to the punch out there a little bit. You'd like to see him hold on to that. And I think there was a moment here where if we look at it, you know, Abrams inside. So I think he's going to tell Corey Littleton afterwards to stay outside on that. But didn't work out that way on that rep. Okay, here we go again. We're going too high. Showing too high, playing cover 4 again. I think everyone is doing a good job. Kind of once the pattern distribution is set, just buying a man here. I like Morig's break on this. Okay. I think he's got the right idea. Undercutting that. Just jumping in front of this, especially with the corner on top. So that was a good looking play in coverage. Let's look at the pass rush now. You know, got Crosby getting in his face a little bit, and then finally with the pressure at the end to force, you know, a throwaway. Here we go. Raiders come out. Nickel, man coverage beater. Great play call. Great play call by the Dolphins to get into a man coverage beater with this back right here, Myles Gaskin, and a release outside and get that little pick route. Max Crosby just elevates. I don't know if he tipped it, but he's definitely impacting this somehow. Perhaps help save that play. I don't know what the score. What's up with the scoreboards this time around? I don't understand what the deal is with these scoreboards. Sorry. Little false start. All right, so now the Raiders are in what they call a load front. So this is a pass rush front. I believe it's like 3rd and 20 or something like that, or 2nd and 20. So we got 3 bigs on one side, and then Yannick Ngakoue just by himself on the opposite side. So they're rushing the passer here. It looks like we're playing too high. Nope, Abram comes down. They're playing robber coverage across. Abram is the low hole guy. And I think that as this team progresses, you know, they'll be able to make some slight little tweaks They get two in-breaking routes right here from the offense, right? Oh man, I gotta change that. And then there's also, Abrams coming down here to play the low hole defender, right? And I think eventually they'll be able to get to the point where they pass this off. Hobbs passes this off to Abram, and then he gets back in this passing window. That's what, hopefully we could see that happen. And then eventually for the Raiders. But great play call. One of two receptions that Casey Hayward has allowed this year. Only allowed two receptions, not counting the screen. I don't count screens as receptions allowed. Okay, so let's see here. Again, we're going to show some too high. Then it turns into cover three. Pretty much basic standard cover three. We're going to go after this guy every time. That's what they did all game. Got to come up and tackle it. Perriman does it this time. Got to come up and tackle it. That's gonna be open basically, and Perriman's not going to contest any of those. I don't think he's going to get a jump on these things quick enough in the passing game, but he will come up and tackle. You'd like to see him knock that guy back there, but that's nitpicking. Okay, so looks like we're playing. Yeah, this is the play that I was referencing before. This is just something that is getting interesting. So with the Raiders defense. So here's what they've been doing. They're going to play cover three over here to the field, right? Just zone. And then to the backside, they're mixing in some man principles where Corey Littleton and Jonathan Abram are going to kind of exchange some responsibilities. And so they're almost playing this like they play robber, but they're playing cover three to the front side. So they're playing zone to the front, but then they're playing man coverage to the backside. And you'll see Abram tell Littleton after this play, "Hey, stay outside. I'm inside on this." So they're making these slight little tweaks and adjustments. Okay, I think that's an interesting thing to watch. How much man they play on the backside with Littleton, Diablo, Abram on the backside of their formation, right? And I think that they're running the same thing here, but now they're in dime personnel. This is Diablo to the top of the screen. And Abram comes, he sets outside. He's outside on this because we got Diablo being able to jump anything that comes inside, right? And I think that's on Diablo right there. Three goes away. You can't keep backing up. Three goes inside. Okay, so now he needs to just come up here and cut the dig or the slant on the backside. He's a little hesitant. Usually the corners are going to have help in the curl window. Someone's going to be there. Okay, and I think they're playing man on the backside here. So Abram can't be there because he's in man coverage on the back. Okay, Mullen is man coverage on this backside guy, and so we want to see Diablo, whoever's there, being able to undercut that. So Diablo's, he's getting there. He's work in progress. As far as it goes, the guy at his stature can play multiple positions, can run 4.4s. It's just he belongs in the NFL. He's just got to get his feet underneath him and figure out what his role is going to be in this offense. In this defense. So next thing we got here, again, we're coming out in dime. Diablo's back here as the strong safety. Abrams playing down towards the line of scrimmage. Again, think, again, we're playing some man to the backside here and just straight zone to the front side. Okay. We're going to have him as the robber and then him playing deep. So this is probably not super common of a scheme, I would say, that I've seen in the NFL. What I love here, and you know that, I mean, it's not cover 4. You know, he's closing the middle of the field, Morag here. Okay, he's closing the middle of the field. And what I love about this play is just puts his foot in the ground when the ball's out, right? Ball's out. He's starting to transition. Okay. And this is what you want to see. You want to see him denying passes to the post when they are playing single high. You know, I think it's not the most blatant pass interference call, or, you know, obviously there's some jostling going on, but come on. You see a lot worse not get called. So I don't, you know, it's not obvious. So I'm a Raiders fan. I'm not going to be about it. I like the jump on the ball that Mora got. Now look, they're down here on the goal line. Okay, two weeks in a row, big pass interference penalty puts them down here in scoring range. Come on, you know. So some of this stuff is getting inflated a little bit here. I think they make the makings of a really good goal line stand, something that you'd like to see. You know, everyone's just really working for it here. It's not really super about scheme. It's just about everyone getting in the fit. Gillespie getting in on that tackle, coming in from Morag. Morag got hurt on the last play. Gillespie gets in on 2 tackles here. Okay, getting there in base, walking the Sam linebacker up on the line. Everyone's just shooting gaps. Great job by Perryman. Getting around that block, meeting that ball carrier in the hole right there. This is, you know, so far, it's the makings of a good goal line stand. You'll see Perryman here. Just jump inside that guy at the last second. His ability to come inside and fit against the run is probably the best that the Raiders have seen in a long time, to be honest with you. Perryman is really good against the run. And then again, we got another good play by the defense. Okay. Coming out in the over front. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, he's going to be slippery. He's going to be a slippery guy no matter what. Crosby had him in his sights, but he takes away the play, forces, you know, them to make a second reaction play. Hank, you'd like to see him get off that block a little better than that. But Perryman, again, meets him in the hole. Just some really fantastic run plays by Perryman. But we're going to see here, we got a little bit of, you know, athletic limitation perhaps. Gets, juke moved by Jacoby Brissett, dead leg. But you're asking a lot from this guy. You know, he keeps on making all these stops. Someone else has to make a stop too at the end of the day. And I think that this is on Quentin Jefferson. We talked about this on Tape Don't Lie. He's got a 2-way go here. He just comes way too far inside, opens up this kind of lane, puts Perryman in a tough spot there. So pass rush has to do a better job fencing in these quarterbacks who are run threats, right? And then they go for a 2-point conversion. This one hurts. I mean, this is just scheme here. What's going to happen? Okay, we're going to get a little out or in and out, whip route, whatever you want to call that. Damon Arnett, you know, he's going to chase it inside, okay? But you're just going to see him struggle to drop his hips as quickly as the wide receiver and then be late coming back out. Here's what you see. Oh, and he's holding on. You can hold on. Just hold on a little bit more there. Why not? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? You're going to disrupt the play, and then they can try again, or you're just going to give him a free touchdown. So you can hold on to him a little bit more there if you're getting beat on a 2-point conversion play. Like, who cares? Just hold on. Don't get beat like that. Especially when he had his hands on him, you know. But at the end of the day, this is a tough route to defend. Okay, we got a little bit, and he's out. So getting schemed up, Damon Arnett a little bit there. So I mean, there's a couple good things, but we saw the end of the Raiders game against the Dolphins. You know, defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain at the end of the game. We'd like to see them make a stop there and put this game away, but wasn't able to happen. Hopefully we see an improvement from the Raiders defense, you know, going into this Monday night matchup. That's it, guys. Raider Nation. Appreciate everyone tuning in.